Alright, this recording is going. So continuing inside, hitting the timer there. And I forgot to mention, I am actually doing this recording, well, these recordings, earlier than I need them, but it's just how my schedule has been of late. I felt I had the time this weekend, so I want to do it this weekend. Kind of situation. Huh. Yeah. Can I move? Oh, no, I see. Okay. But, yeah, so I've got 4 or 5 weeks before I need these recordings, but it's just scheduling, I think that's the best time. The next game I want to record the heart rate with, that is going to wait a little bit longer. I have like 2 extra weeks on that schedule, but that's also going to be a longer game, so figuring that out is going to be a little. I need a drink of water, but I'm also a little unsure about what I'm supposed to do. So all that... What happened... Okay. Drat. I see it, though. I do see it. Alright, Back! I forgot. I see the solution. That was one of those things where it's the challenge is on me to remember what I'm doing, which I prefer. I always prefer it when a game has some puzzle, some challenge, where when you screw up, you feel it's your fault. You feel you made the mistake. I hate it when it feels far more like it's that the design is poor. Where it's like, just contrived, where it's like, how are you supposed to know that it works this way? Like with Limbo, come on, Brian, turn over. The slugs, how are you supposed to understand how those work? Because it's not really ever taught to you, at least not properly. So it's like, that's just being difficult and with no true benefit to it. Whereas being able to see the solution, but possibly struggling to figure out how to do it. And even then, that depends. Because like that, I saw it, it was I just did it poorly. I think I need to... It's like that, to me, is better, where it's, if you blame yourself for your failure, because you can see what to do, it's you made a mistake. I consider that better game design than you have no idea what to do because the game's not taught you how you're supposed to play the game yet. Or it hasn't taught you properly. Yeah, I'm surprised that you're not supposed to, like bring something back. But I also want to point out that, like, demanding perfection from a player, where it's like, the mistake was you didn't do it perfectly, that is also very bad game design. At least in my opinion. I mean, there can be some games where it's like, no, that's the whole shtick. Like Super Meat Boy. It's like that, it's supposed to demand perfection, but it's like, yeah, you know that going in then. Like, if this game, and Limbo did kind of do it, starts demanding perfection at the end, it's like, no, that's bad. Because this isn't demanding perfection to start, so why you're not being trained for that, and then it's like, suddenly you need to. No, that's inappropriate. I'm just curious about what's over here. If anything, it might be that there's nothing. Okay, I think I may see the idea. I still want to swim down and around a little bit. Okay, I don't see it. I guess I need to explore first. There we go. I was really expecting it to be that you had to go back and get something. I guess it's the opposite. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. So it's a pseudo 2.5D puzzle platform. Because you are able to step around things your path typically isn't blocked. Which is actually kind of impressive. Just so often in games, like, no, it doesn't work that way. But here it does, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And I could believe it was actually harder to develop this than you may think. Because you wouldn't want to go full 3D. But you need to have a 3D-like ability to move around obstacles. But limited to be very contextual. Ah, son of a bitch. I hate that. I'm sorry. It is despicable, especially if I were playing this on keyboard, to have it where you actually need to move the joystick around in a circle. It's like, no, that's... I hate that. There's no need to do that. Seriously, game developers, there's no need to do that. We get the idea, just let us move it left or right. And just let us hold down the thing and have it go that way. There is no benefit to doing it this way. It doesn't actually make it more realistic. Because realistically, you want it to go in one direction, and you're just doing that. I mean, it's like, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey with screws. If you've been, using a screwdriver and screws long enough, then you don't... Okay, let's go. Then you don't think about, oh, I'm turning to the right or I'm turning to the left. No, you just do it. So you can just have the shorthand there, basically. Of, yes, you just want it to go in this direction, so it will just go in that direction. Hence also with, if somebody were using keyboard and mouse, that would be so uncomfortable to do, having to, just go across WASD, 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 WASD. It's so undesirable. And if it is, they made it different for keyboard and mouse, so that they can just hold down A or D. But for joystick, for a controller, you have to use joystick. It's like, no. No, it should be the same between them. Because there's no, as I was saying, there's no benefit to it being that way. I mean, think about it. Would you want a racing game where you have the joystick there and you need to actually rotate it one way and then rotate it the other way? You can't just hold left and right? Could you imagine doing that? The amount of hate that game would probably get from the majority of users? I mean, correction there to a degree, because I think that the majority of people that would try to be like, no, I'm not doing this, change it, or I'm uninstalling, or I'm getting my refund. There'd be some that would be fine with it, some that would enjoy it. But that would be such a minority of the actual target audience that it's like, that's still just 10%. It's just 90% aren't going to play it because it's stupid. Sorry, I also need a drink of water. It's running off that. It's always worth checking, even though I really don't care about clay. Oh, that's not good. That's very not good. Come on, kid, just run. Just run. Damn. All I can think is you have to go back into the water. Wow, okay. I think it still is you're supposed to go back into the water and go around it, but you can't see the dog! might knock it down. Okay. I don't like this. This is a contrived thing. It's like you just have to go back and forth with the gate. It's like, I'm sorry, that's just stupid. That's one of those things. It really doesn't give any benefit to the experience. Because it's like, oh, you have to go aboard at a time and do this. It's like, so in other words, it's just busy work. Why? I mean, yeah, this is bad design. This really is. Okay? I don't care if you love this game. You should agree. Yeah, this is stupid. There is no benefit to doing it. Because, like, you avoided the dogs. I mean, and it's just, like, compelling a patience on you because you have to wait for the dogs to, like, come all the way around. But it's like, why? I mean, we're being patient with a threat that you created. There's no need for that. If you just didn't have this continued threat, you wouldn't need to teach us to be patient here. I mean, it is contrived. It only exists to serve itself, and that's not really good enough reason. And yes, I am noticing that this is using TAA. I can see the motion blur as a result because of how the fencing. Well, it kind of is motion blur. It's an accumulation error. But it's there because of how the fencing is causing things to be occluded and then not occluded. You know, I had an idea. This video would definitely be out before I would actually do it. Because 2 years ago, did an article talking about anti-aliasing, where I got, quite detailed. Shit. I guess I can just wait. But it occurred to me, maybe I should make videos on that. I mean, I did make a presentation, I actually did present it. So maybe I could or should go through and make videos from that presentation covering the different stuff, because it is an interesting topic, and I do think a lot of people don't properly understand. Okay. So I was holding up because I have been taught you need to hold the thing and then actually, move in the push in the direction you want the thing to move. But it wasn't proper to do that. This is part of the reason why you also, with with the whole having to rotate the joystick one way, rotate the other way with that thing, it's like you're teaching now a behavior that isn't used elsewhere. Okay, what is the idea here? Oh, did not know you could do that. If you press and hold A, it charges up to do that, but it's like, how would I even know that's a function of this submarine? The answer is, I wouldn't know. There was nothing to teach that. And then the red light is not that it was damaged or anything, you need to wait for the thing to recharge. But yeah, so there is definitely still some bad design here. It was like, no, you need to teach this. And you don't need the contrived the contrivance of the dogs and the fence. Now, to be fair, it's all my opinion. It's all, completely objective. But it is definitely... Oh, I thought that was just... I was seeing through a floor. But it's still one of those... Like, if I were reviewing the game, that would definitely be something I would say, is that, yeah, it's got points where it's like, what's the point? It adds nothing to the gameplay experience. It's just busy work, or it's like, in this case, then it fails to teach you how to play the game. That's kind of a basic requirement for game design. It is having it teach the player how to play. And for anyone that's like, oh, but you didn't need to really look at the controls to really be playing it. Although I did, I need to check and see like what the grab button was. It's like, okay, yeah, except that how that actually was working is I've played enough other games, I've been trained, I've been taught by them, and I'm making assumptions that may or may not be true. I was like, some games I'd be able to use the D-pad. I wouldn't be forced to rely just on the joystick. But that is the case here. I can only use the joystick. And it's like, that actually is something that I have been trained elsewhere, but the assumption is wrong. And it's, that's how it is. And I think I do kind of see the idea here. Good. Also, a lot of other games have taught me that the other joystick I'd be able to control the camera with, and I can't. So it is always necessary for a game to teach its players how to play. You cannot be reliant on the assumption that they've played other games similar enough that they're going to know what they're doing. Because every game can have something a little bit different. And if you don't respect that fact, you're not respecting the player either. Oh crap. I'm gonna die. I was expecting it to be water pouring out. Not these things. Wow, you do not get to hold your breath for long underwater now, do you? Ah, son of a bitch. I have about 5 minutes left on the timer. So I am actually just leaving the submersible back there? That doesn't seem... Oh. I mean, it took so long before anything happened, I didn't think it mattered. Damn it. I hit the button, it just didn't do anything. There we go. Yeah, so I may have just mistimed when I jumped that first time. Whatever. Alright. Will this get the water flowing, or is this going to do something else? Oh, it opened that. Because I know I can jump back here without dying. That wasn't good. Yeah, there's more to do before I can get this. Unless... Oh, no, you can do that. I was not expecting that to work. Actually, hang on. Let me look down here. Nothing. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing it's like this. Alright, I'm stopping the timer. When I get through that door is when I'm gonna stop this recording and get the next one started. Yeah, that opened the door. Okay. Alright. Perfect. Accidentally turned on caps lock when I meant to tab. Alright, yeah, so can stop this. See next one. How's the temperatures looking? Still max of 60. So yeah, the cooler's looking quite nice. Alright, yeah, see you next time.